am in the eastern plains of Karana. Figured I could show you some warrior stuff. Well, yeah, I guess that's right. So cleave is you've been talking about this. So it hits a lot of additional enemies in front of you, and double and triple attacks based on your skill. So I think you've said that. I don't know if you said it or somewhere. I read it somewhere, but I guess people use that as like an aggro thing, but it's really not. There's no hate multiplier attached to it. It just does a little bit of occasional damage to 3 people if they're right in front of you. So, I mean, not really that big of a deal. Now, I haven't been using it because I got Dragon Punch for my monk, which it's a single target. It doesn't do the AE thing, does more damage, but just to one. And like I said, these special things, I mean, they're better than nothing. They do stuff, but I mean, you're talking just little bits of damage spread out, occasionally. But you said that cleave, you need an edged weapon. I've been reading that you don't. I'm going to look into that. There's something else in here that, taunt, obviously, if you want to be a warrior, a soldier. If you want to be a warrior main tank, then taunt, you definitely need that. There's another, heroic leap. This one, if you use it, it's huge. It says you jump 10 feet. But if you're like right in front of something, you won't jump. You'll just stand. You'll run into it. But it does a massive amount of aggro. 1,250 points in a 40-foot radius of your target. I don't know of any single target big aggro things for warriors, which I don't really like. But some people have been saying a 40-foot radius isn't really that much. So if you're in a dungeon and you're within 40 feet of another mob, you've probably already aggroed it. So, people are saying it doesn't really matter. So there's that. I'm going to switch to cleave. Then there's where is it? I should have looked this up before I there you go, area taunt. This has a 5-minute refresher, 100 points of hate, higher than your opponent's previously most hated target. So that's pretty much guaranteed to get you aggro on everything within a 40-foot radius, but it's got a 5-minute cooldown. Whereas heroic leap only has 30 seconds. So that's your bread and butter. If you want to be a warrior because you want to be main tank, that's how you get aggro. You don't really, cleave isn't really a thing for that. The other thing about being a warrior, you'll be doing dual wield. So there is ambidexterity. It costs 9 points, but that gives you a much, much better chance of actually using dual wield. Dual wield is your offhand is independent of your main hand. Your main hand will swing no matter what. Your offhand doesn't really matter on the timer, how the delay is, because it's just a percentage of a chance. If you, after you're on cooldown from your primary, they roll the dice and decide, oh, okay, you're going to do a dual attack right now. So this gives you a 32% successful improvement. So that's 9 points. And then, that was brilliant. Then, of course, there's the dual wield. So you're going to need 2 good weapons. So I have brought 2 of these up to 512. Tomorrow, Friday, June 5th, I'm going to try to get both of these up to level 10. Now you also have these any slots. Everyone has these. And anything can go in there. So I'm going to end up having 4 of these when the game launches for real. That would be, if these things are maxed out, that they max out at 12 and 15. So that would give me 48 boost to my strength and a 60 boost to my wisdom, which this build really needs a boost to its wisdom. Strength isn't that big of a deal. All it does is increase your damage output marginally, but you know, every little bit helps. I'd rather have agility or stamina and wisdom. Much rather have one of those two. Probably preferably stamina, because my evasive stance, that's why I lose stamina instead of health. Now, if you're going to be a warrior, a tank, then you will have defensive stance. Everything's reduced by 50% and incoming magical by 20%. Every point of damage reduced consumes an equal amount of endurance with a reduction on your strategy skill. So I will probably have defensive and evasive up when I'm tanking. Just have to play it by ear, see which one's which. But again, it uses stamina. So my evasive converts health into stamina, and defense returns, same thing, reduces damage from magic and melee. So that's a good one. All right. Now I haven't used cleave at all. I've been using my monk's kung fu, the dragon punch, just mainly because I like the sound of it, and it does do more single target damage, and I've been mainly hunting single targets. Round kick and regular kick, they do the same thing, but round kick looks better. All right, so let's pull this guy out. He should be high enough level for me to get skills and hand in my cleave. Shit, he's not. That's... Oh, there we go. Oh, why is... Oh, Dragon Punch and Cleave? What the hell? Oh, I didn't know those could be up together. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't have Cleave clicked. I didn't realize they could both work together. Oh, that's why I wasn't fighting. I'm so used to using damage spells to activate my melee. I don't think I have the button pushed. Yeah, I've been using these to activate my melee, but slow doesn't do it. That's why that spider wasn't, I wasn't fighting it. Alright, but also, you've said a couple times that you have to have an edged weapon for Cleave. You don't. I got 2 blunts. They work. So, again, I mean, if you want to be MT, then you really need to be Warrior for the aggro stuff. But if you're thinking Warrior is just going to make you more survivable, it's really not. The main thing is that you'll be able to wear heavy armor as a cleric or as a warrior. But your cleric's buffs on armor and stuff like that, armor class, and his healing abilities would give you way more benefit than the warrior aggro, which you may not be using anyway. And if you're not going to do warrior, then you should really do shaman, because it's wisdom and it's buffs for this kind of stuff. Stamina, agility, dexterity. So it kind of goes hand in hand for, your survivability. And then, of course, it just comes down to if you want to be a bard, or if you want to this guy's barely hurting me. But that's long enough. So yeah, if you really want to be a bard, cleric, shaman, bard, dude's got that checks a lot of boxes. If you want to be a survivable dungeon runner in your own right, then what was I going to say? Cleric, shaman, bard, or cleric, shaman, druid. But man, you got to remember, shamans and druids have dots. They're two of the best of the game. You got necro, shaman, and then druid. As far as dot damage goes, they got some badass dots. So a cleric and a shaman and a bard, you would be able to do a lot of damage and have a lot of survivability. As a cleric, shaman, and a druid, you would be able to do a shit ton of damage. Oh, yeah. No, I was in Soulsec Eye. The main reason I went in there was, of course, it was about the right level for me to keep progressing, but I wanted to find weapons. And fine steel are pretty good. So I thought going in there and auto looting and auto merging everything, I would end up with a bag full of these, +4s and 5s, shit like that. But no, they're a way less common drop than these. Just 1,000 times less. And there's a bunch of them. So the handful you get every now and again, 48 named. Yeah, I don't think so. I lost a lot of stamina just to that level 32 or whatever it was. All right, but anyway, as far as getting weapons, man, early in the game, like within the first few days of launch, this is just an absolute best way to go. It's super easy. You go into the dungeon, you can do solo, level 4 instance. Solo or in a group, and she pops every 5 minutes, and probably 90% of the time she drops these. And when she drops them in the at difficulty 4, they're already +4s. They have 16 at least. I was getting anywhere from 16 to 20 as a count per drop, so this actually wasn't that bad. Getting these two things up, I've had way, way, way longer camps in original EverQuest than these two things combined were. Now, tomorrow, getting each one of them up to 512, that's an iffy thing. But early on, like I said, you got room for 4 of them. If you're a warrior, you'll have room for 4 of them. You might actually be able to place one there and get the stats. You just won't be able to dual wield. So having 4 of these will give you 4 times whatever these bonuses are. So even at level 5 or 6, easily have 4 level 5s in there, which would be a boost of 30, probably 32 strength, a little more than that on the wisdom. Yeah, these are absolutely a must-have farm early on. But you'll need these either for weapons or just for stats. But again, you just got to decide, what do you actually want to be? If you want to be the MT, warrior's the way to go. If you're just looking for survival and utility, cleric and shaman would rock. Third one, whatever you want to do.